Darryl, now he'll be discussing the decentralized medicine system of the future.
Yes, a very important topic, and I wanted to do a lot of detailing, but we are running, late. And in this same category of topic, I have another two speakers, so I'll make it brief from my side. And I will present some of this detail on day 3, where I have a topic that is about promoting Goa as a tourist destination for wellness. So there I'll be explaining a wellness model and how it is going to create health in Goa, how it is people will, if we do this model well, how it will create local jobs and economies, how it will clean up our water, our environment, make more parks, and all of that. And as that happens, a lot of people will come into Goa for health and healing. Like, dental tourism, people and all, dental work to do your teeth and all in the UK, Canada and all that, USA is so expensive. So people are coming to India, making a trip. Even the flight money to go up and down, and get a vacation is much lesser than if they had to do some, a lot of dental work. So I will explain that detail there. But I just want to explain, focus on 2-3 aspects of what I mean by decentralized medicine system of the future. Right now, I am so shocked to see that the exodus that is happening even from places like Goa, people, and there's a flow to it. So what we're seeing right now, people get seriously sick, and then at one point of time, they need a kidney replacement, they need an appendix operation, they need cataract, glaucoma, and so something serious is going on, and there are degrees of deterioration. The first part was because they did not receive the right education on what they should, the right food choices, right habits and all that, people have been making mistakes, and it's getting from bad to worse. So you slowly have a bladder problem, a urination problem, and certain things, and you try to overcome it with medicines and all of that. And my own neighborhood friend, he both his kidneys failed and he was on dialysis, and the only mistake that he did in his life was for 7-8 years he was taking allopathic medicines for headaches. It used to happen once in 15 days, then once a week, then every day, and he used to, for about 6 to 8 years, first he tried Saradon, then he tried something else, because they stopped working after 2-3 years. And after 7-8 years, because of his chronic medication, his kidneys gave way. So that's the general pathway. So when there's an absence of education and we've forgotten all our old herbs, medicinal herbs, our natural life, and we follow all these modern habits, we start getting sick. And then the next level is allopathic medicines. Then the next level is they start damaging your organs. Then the next level is organ amputations, replacements, and all of that. So more and more expense. Finally, it comes with a point that you cannot treat yourself in Goa. You have to go to Bombay, you have to go to Delhi, and you have to go all these places. So people who are falling sick are gravitating to certain places. So that's where all the big, huge hospitals and big institutions are there. But what's happening in their department is all of this: blood transfusion, this thing, that thing, and organ replacements and organ removals. And then finally, stent and all of that, right? And then finally it's exit. You're dead one day. So isn't it shocking that people from a village living in a natural environment like Goa, over a 10-15 year period of time, they will finally reach a city, and they go there, there's high expense over there, there's pollution over there, look at the hospitals that you go in over there. When you walk in only, you will fall sick looking at it, and the people over there. Is a healing environment a hospital, or the healing environment the balcony of your house where you can see some grass and some dogs and some coconut trees, right? So first of all, healing environment is here in the village. Okay, there was well water that we could drink, which had all the B12, bacteria that make vitamin B12. Now even that is contaminated. Okay, and the municipality water that has got chlorine in it does not have any living bacteria in it for your gut biology and gut microflora. Because as we poop out every day, where's the new bacteria coming in? Because the animals are eating off the ground and they're getting their daily supply of all the strains of bacteria. But we are cooking all our food, and even the vegetables, we are scraping them and washing them and cleaning them. So human beings have developed, it's not a natural science, they have developed the whole art of probiotics and fermenting foods. Is there any other species on this planet who is making fermented foods? No. So people, even experts on food and probiotics and all this, fermented food was made in Egypt also. I said, yeah, from the time human beings started cooking food and killing the percentage of healthy bacteria that comes in, they had to make a parallel system to put it in. So I'm seeing this route where people are gravitating towards this. As it is, there's a burden of population, pollution, transport, high expense. So what kind of this wellness system are we living in? In my book, 7-8 Natural Therapies, just by reading the book, and so many that the other speakers will present today, very easily learnable. And all of my book is about therapies you can sit in your house and do and cure all of these things. So the earlier living sciences of yoga, herbs, pranayam, healthy diet and all of that, they're not rocket science. They can be learnt and taught in the villages. So my simple thing is that, and this wellness tourism also, it talks about just using big Portuguese villas and not even building new concrete structures and training these therapists and all. Within 3 months of training or 6 months of training, you can have, of course they will be mentored by experts and taught, and there will always be some lead consultants and teachers. But we need to bring health here. First of all, the healing environment is here. So this entire model that's around the globe, where even it's so sad that poor villagers have to take the route where they finally have to ask their relatives to send money, beg, borrow, this, that, everything to get treated in a sick environment and I'll speak on this tomorrow. The modern cities are the modern graveyards of humanity. Sitting in the AC, wearing chappals all the time, no bare feet walking and all. You don't get vitamin D3, you don't get earth element, you don't get negative ions into your body that will neutralize your free radical generation. Even exercise and movement and all creates free radical, lactic acid and free radicals in the body. But the human body used to neutralize it all the time like all other living species do, because they get earthing and grounding from where those negative ions they neutralize. So this is about, when I say decentralized, it means that especially a country like India, we have all these sciences. I mean, the world has taken it everywhere, 50, 60 years, 100 years, and they're teaching us our own new versions of, their versions of yoga, their versions of herbs, their versions of meditation, their versions of everything, right? So this is the direction in which, I really think that we are going to have success, and it's completely doable, as I will explain in my other presentation. So over the years, I've been working with doctors, healers, and therapists in an integrative model. And it came from my own experience. For 14 years, like I explained earlier this morning, I did allopathy, this, that. And so all the systems of medicine, they were focusing on certain things, and mostly physicality of the body, okay? And even mind and spirit through meditation and all that. But just because 1-2 components were missing in my life for 14 years, I had to experience 14 years of sickness. In my first 2 years of sickness, if those components were just there, I would not have been sick for 14 years. In 2 years, 3 years, it would have been done. and I wouldn't have missed so many opportunities, so much of money, so much of suffering and all of that, right? So this integrative, so what I have, and with all of us, doctors, healers, and therapists that we've been, working on different platforms, we finally understood that when you diagnose also, you should diagnose mind, body, and spirit. So, in some of my papers and things that I've written, it's about how modern science doctor, like an MBBS doctor, we should combine along with, so that's for the physical part, because MRI, CT scan and all, they do give you some very good details, and modern allopathic medicine is a lifesaver when it comes to a very harsh virus that's going to kill you within 2-3 days, right? Or you get a fracture, or for any acute trauma, so they come to the rescue, because natural therapies take more time, but they are natural, and there are no artificial things that you do to the body in them. So we said that for diagnostic purpose, definitely modern medicine and all its machines are good. Then for the mind aspect, we need somebody like a counselor, qualified counselor, who will look at mind, emotions, stress, lifestyle. Then the third thing, we need a physical therapist. It's not that you can just sleep on a bed. I mean, you can sleep on a bed and have some scanners, but what about somebody touching your body and seeing your muscles are, tight, loose, your joints and all of that? That's what acupressure does. Acupressure, marma therapy, acupuncture, body work. Something like body work and deep tissue massage takes out traumas that you stored in your childhood, your divorced husband trauma that's in your muscles, takes out all those things. So we said a combined diagnosis, that is, the person sits in front of 3-4 people who have the different disciplines, and on day one itself, there's a scientific scan, there's a mental, emotional scan, there is a physical, depending on the kind of illness, okay? And then the last stream is what we call energy medicine, or where there are people who are psychic or have, scanning powers. I've seen hundreds of proofs of such people, even without just sitting across the room, they're saying that, on the left side of your body, I can see something green. It could be a stone in your kidney. And that person says, no, I have not got any pain, I don't have any kidney stone and all that. And, but then just for the heck of it, they go and get a scan and there is a stone. So I've seen people just sitting down and saying cancer. There was a wonderful young lady in Goa who was also psychic, and at one point of time, she told me that she said, there's some energy hit that's happening here in your body. And it did turn out that I had, some problem on this side of my body when I went for a scan after a week. So the gifted people also who can scan and see, things in your body, we said we will use them also. So once a person is diagnosed for mind, body, and spirit, and all of these people get together and say, this is a diagnosis, they also can recommend a combined treatment protocol. And I knew if that was my case in 2004-05, I would have healed by 2005-06. So I talk about this integrative medicine aspect for diagnosis. That means in a very short period of time, you understand all the parameters, you scan everything, and when you recommend a joint treatment, the chances of healing and curing something permanently within 3 to 6 months is very, very high. So I press forward with this kind of philosophy in integrative medicine. So 2 aspects. What I'm saying is integrative diagnosis and healing. And the second aspect is these sciences can be done in our villages. Let us bring health to the people, and it's doable rather than running after health. So I end my part of the talk here, and I invite Dr. Rita Vaz to present her part of it. And there's a wonderful course happening in Goa, and she will share the details of this integrative medicine approach with you right now.